last time or kahapon, nag-solve tayo or na-introduce tayo sa exponential functions, expressions, and then nag-solve tayo ng exponential equalities. This time, example number 5 is an example of exponential inequalities naman or inequality. So, wala naman siya masyadong pinagkaiba sa pag-solve ng equality or kung equal sign siya, no, except for a certain rule na kapag yung base natin is less than 1 or if the base is greater than 1, dire-diretso lang yung paggamit natin ng inequality sign. Kung ano yung given, yun lang hanggang matapos nating ma-solve yung value ng x. However, kung yung base naman is less than 1, kailangan nating mag-invert, kailangan nating baliktarin yung inequality symbol. Okay, para maintindihan natin yan, isolve natin ng example number 5. 3 raised to x is less than 9 raised to x minus 2. Okay, same procedure ang ginagawa natin sa exponential equality. Dapat parehas muna yung base, tama? So, nakita natin hindi sila parehas na base. Ang base ng nasa left is 3, ang base ng nasa right is 9. Kopyahin ko lang. So, gawin muna nating parehas yung base nila. Paano? We know na si 9 can be expressed as 3 squared. So, palitan natin si 9 dyan. Express natin as 3 squared. And then, meron pa tayong power ulit na x minus 2. Again, this is an application of a power rule sa rules of exponent. Ibig sabihin, pwede nating i-distribute itong 2 kasi power siya na meron pang power of a power. So, that is 2x. And then, 2 times negative 2 is minus 4. Now, dahil parehas na sila ng base, okay, dun na tayo mag-compare sa kanilang exponents kasi yung 1-to-1 property, applicable pa rin dito, mag-i-equal lang, masasatisfy lang equation or inequality kung parehas ang base and at the same time parehas ang exponent. So, dito, na parehas na natin yung base, then i-compare na ngayon natin yung exponent. So, kopyahin mo yung exponent sa kabila, x, and then sa kabila is 2x minus 4. Okay, kung equality to, kagaya ng discussion natin last time, kung equal sign yan, ini-equate kaagad natin. And then we solve for x. Pero kung inequality yan, that is, alam nyo naman yung mga inequality symbol, less than, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal, kailangan mo munang i-check muna yung base. No? Yung base natin dito is 3. 3 is greater than 1, tama? Kung greater than 1 yung base natin, kokopyahin natin as is. Kung ano man yung symbol na ginamit dun sa given. So, dito, kokopyahin lang natin less than. Kung sakaling mang less than 1 yan, for example, if b is less than 1, for example, yung base natin is 1/2, and 1/2 is less than 1, ang gagawin natin is babaliktarin natin yung direksyon ng equality sign or inequality sign. So, imbis na magiging less than yan, babaliktarin natin greater than. Kung, yun nga, ulitin ko, kung less than 1 yung base, titingin muna tayo sa base. So, since ang base naman natin is 3, and 3 is again greater than 1, i-equal lang natin siya. Parehas lang yung gagamitin nating inequality symbol. Kopyahin lang natin kung ano yung nasa given. Hindi mo na kailangan baliktarin. And then, we solve for x. So, paano tayo mag-solve ng x? I-transpose natin si negative 4 sa left. That is 4. Magiging positive na siya. And then, yung x sa left, mapupunta sa right, magiging negative. And therefore, 4 is greater than 2x minus x is x. Or that is, x is greater than 4. Ibig sabihin, ang solution set natin is anything na mataas sa 4. Kapag interval notation yung gagamitin natin, so mula kay 4, si 4 ay hindi kasama, tama? Hindi siya included, so parenthesis 4, and then up to infinity. Yan. It's either ito or ito, pwede pong tamang sagot. Kasi inequality yan. That is final answer na. Dito, example number 6, solve the equation 1 all over 10 raised to x plus 5 greater than or equal, again, this is an inequality, 1 all over 100 raised to 3x. Hindi sila parehas ng base ulit, so kailangan muna natin silang gawin muna nating parehas yung base nila. How do we do that? So, notice natin na yung 1 all over 100, di ba? Ang 1 all over 100 ay the same as 1 all over 10 squared. Tama? And pwede natin itong i-rewrite as gamit yung rules of exponent. Dahil si 1 ay 1 squared, parehas naman yun, di ba? Ang 1 squared ay 1. At dahil parehas sila ng exponent na 2, pwedeng i-rewrite na lang natin sila as 1 all over 10 squared. Parehas lang yung ibig sabihin yan via the rules of exponent. So, pwede nating i-rewrite ngayon yung nasa kanan magiging 1 all over 10 squared, tapos meron pa ulit siyang power na 3x. Again, that is power of a power. So, ang gagawin, imumultiply natin yung dalawang power na yun, 2x, 2 times 3x, that is 6x. And then, as you can see, parehas na sila ng base. Dahil parehas na sila ng base na 1 all over 10, pwede na tayong mag-compare ng exponents. So, x plus 5, tapos 6x. Ano ngayon yung operation sa gitna nila? Tignan mo muna, again, kung yung base is less than 1 or greater than 1. Ang base natin ay 1 all over 10. And obviously, pag ginawa mong decimal yan, 0.1. And 0.1 is less than 1. Dahil less than 1 siya, ang gagawin natin, babaliktarin natin yung inequality sign or symbol. So, instead of greater than or equal to, yun yung original, baliktarin natin, gawin nating less than or equal to. And then, after that, isolve na natin si x. So, ang gusto ko, para maging positive lang at hindi ko na kailangang mag-divide ng negative 1, ililipat ko si x sa kabila. So, may iwan si 5 dito, greater than or equal to 6x minus x, yung galing sa kabila. Then 5 less than or equal to 6x minus x is 5x. Then I can divide by 5 both sides. So, yung dinivide ko na 5 is a positive number. So, hindi ko kailangan baliktarin ulit yung symbol. 5 divided by 5 is, dito na lang 1 greater than or equal to 5x divided by 5 is x. So, ito na yung solution. 1 is less than or equal to x, or pwedeng baliktarin mo yan, x is greater than or equal to 1. Yan na po yung sagot. Or, kapag interval notation, 1 pataas. Yun yung ibig sabihin yan. X is greater than or equal to 1. 1 pataas, kasama si 1. Kasi nga, greater than or equal. So, 1 up to infinity. Pero hindi mo pwedeng isama sa infinity, kaya parenthesis yung symbol niya dito. Ayan. So, either of the three, pwedeng tamang sagot. Let's try word problems. Hanggang example number 9 lang to. So, konting tiis pa. Suppose that a couple invested 50,000 in an account when their child is born to prepare for the child's college education. If the average interest rate is 4.4% compounded annually, Give an exponential model for the situation. And will the money be doubled by the time the child turns 18 years old? Okay. Yung exponential model, na-discuss natin yan kahapon para sa compound interest. This is all about money, no? Compound interest. At yung model natin kahapon is the amount at any time t is equal to the principal money or yung unang pera niya at time t equals 0 times 1 plus yung rate of interest raised to yung time. So, direct substitution lang to actually, which is, ang principal money is 50,000 multiplied to 1 plus, ang rate of interest is 4.4% and that is, sa decimal, 0.044. I-move mo lang ng 2 decimal places to the left yung ating sign, yung ating decimal, or tama, decimal point. And then, i-erase natin sa t for any time t. Simplify, 50,000 times 1.044 raised to t. Yan na po yung model or yung function nung amount ng pera nila na in-invest as a function of time, t. Letter B, ang tanong is, will the money be doubled? Madodoble ba yung pera niya kapag nag-turn na yung child o yung bata into 18 years old? So, nagsimula silang mag-invest nung pinanganak yung anak nila. The moment na pinanganak yung child nila. And then, tinatanong dito sa B kung madodoble ba yung pera kung 18 years old na yung bata. So, that means ang elapsed time or yung gano'ng katagal is 18 years din. Kasi nagsimula silang mag-invest nung pinanganak and then tinatanong sa atin kung magkano na yung pera o kung nadoble ba yung pera nila after 18 years. Kaya, gagamitin lang natin yung given na model. Dito na lang yung part B, no? Kasi itong model natin, which is the amount equal to 50,000 times 1.044t, this model, kaya nga tinawag na model, ibibigay niya yung amount or yung pera nila at any time t. So, kahit anong time yan, basta in years. No? Ang tinatanong sa atin is 18 years. So, isa-substitute lang natin dun sa nakuha nating or nagawa nating model, 1.044 raised to 18. Hindi natin kayang imano-mano yan. Kailangan natin ng calculator. Lalo pat raised to 18 yan. So, sana meron kayong calculator dyan. 50,000 times 1.044 raised to 18. Ang pera nila after 18 years is 108,000. Dito na lang po sa baba. 108,537.2916 pesos. Nadoble na ba yung pera nila?
Yes.
Sumobra na rin. Kasi initially, ang pera nila is 50,000. Ngayon, after 18 years, naging 108,000. Higit pa sa doble, no? Kasi ang doble ng 50,000 is 100,000. So, example 8. Suppose that the half-life of a substance is 250 years. If there were initially 100 grams of the substance, gawan daw natin ng A, exponential model, and B, ilan ang matitira after 500 years. So, na-discuss natin ito kahapon. Pag sinabi nating half-life, ibig sabihin, kaya nga half, mangangalahati yung magiging initial amount or yung present amount. Yes, magde-decay siya. So, paano yung model natin kahapon? Kung initially, sabihin na natin, kung letter A, sabihin natin Y, yung amount of substance at any time T. So, Y equals, imumultiply natin yung sa initial amount, which is 100 grams, times
1/2.
1/2. Very good. Buti may nakaalala. 1/2 kasi half-life. Raised to t divided by, anong naka-divide dito? Kung gaano siya kabilis mga lahate or ma-half-life. Ano yung rate? 250. So, ito na mismo yung model natin. Ito na yung function. And then, for part B, gagamitin mo lang yung model na yon. So, yung substitute mo lang yung 500 years doon sa t. So, y equals 100 times 1/2 raised to 500 divided by 250. 500 divided by 250 is 2. So, 1/2 squared. Ang 1/2 squared ay 1/4. Tama? Kasi 1 squared over 2 squared, loss of exponent. And 1/4 ng 100 ay 25. So, 25 grams na lang ang matitira after 500 years. Or pwede mo naman actually i-table ito. Yung kagaya ng ginawa natin kahapon, at time t equals 0, 100 grams siya. After 250 years, dahil 250 years ang half-life niya, makakalahating 100 magiging 50 grams. After another 250 years, and that means after 500 years from the beginning, makakalahati ulit yung 50, magiging 25 grams. Okay. Pwede rin naman ganito kasi hanggang 500 years lang naman. At saka eksakto naman yung given years. Pero kapag hindi eksakto, for example, tinatanong 300 years, mas mabuti na gamitin mo itong model. Kasi itong model, at any time t. So, kahit anong time o kahit anong year, pwede nating masagot dito sa model. Last example. A population starts with 1,000 individuals and triples every 80 years. Give an exponential model for the situation and what is the size of the population. Paano ulit yung model natin? Kung sabihin natin yung population is P, ganun ulit yung format natin. Parang doon sa half-life lang din. No, medyo may konting papalitan lang tayo. So, una, i-multiply mo yung initial number. So, sabi niya dito, it starts with 1,000. So, yun yung umpisa. Kaya, 1,000 times, anong i-multiply natin? Sa half-life, ang minultiply natin, 1/2. Kasi nga, half-life. Nangangalahati siya. Pero dito, ang sabi niya, population niyan, dumadami. Paano siya dumadami? Sabi niya, triples. Ibig sabihin, i-multiply natin sa 3. Kung ang nakalagay dyan, doubles, malamang double times 2, multiply mo ng 2. Pero dahil triple, again, 3. Then, i-erase natin sa yung t divided by kung gaano kabilis trumiple. Sabi niya, the population triples every 80 years. So, i-divide natin ng 80. So, as you can see, halos parehas talaga yung concept niya with yung ibang model. Kagaya nung half-life, naka-divide siya ng 250 kasi yun yung half-life niya o yung rate ng decay. So, ito na kaagad. Ito na yung model natin. So, pwede na nating malaman yung population after ilang taon, no? Kahit anong taon t, at any time t, or at any year t. So, we can now solve for letter B. What is the size of the population? Substitute lang natin. After 100 years, sabi niya. So, 1,000 times 3 raised to 100 divided by 80. So, hindi natin kaya yan. Hindi yan eksakto. Buti sana kung 160 para 160 divided by 80 is 2. Pero dahil 100 hindi eksakto, kailangan natin gumamit ng calculator. So that is 1,000 times 3 raised to 100 over 80. Ang 100 over 80 kasi ay blood pressure ko, joke lang. 1,000 times 3 raised to 1.25 kasi yung 100 over 80. So, hindi yan eksakto, kaya kailangan talaga natin ng calculator. And that is, ang 1,000 times 3 raised to 1.25 ay equal sa 3,948.22. Okay, individuals to, tao. So, syempre wala namang 0.22 na tao, di ba? So, rule of thumb natin, magdagdag na lang tayo ng isa. So, magiging 3,949 para maging eksakto kasi wala namang kalahating tao or wala namang 0.22 na tao. So, yun na po yung sagot. After 100 years, from 1,000 individuals sa simula, naging 3,949 na sila.